My latest podcast is about preachers peddling new revelation, new things happening, revivals around the corner. And this has been going on for obviously decades and decades, if not centuries. What's the big pull? I think some of them are very sincere. I think some of them have been fooled into this by listening to these kind of things going on and on. They haven't got a trust in the gospel or an understanding that the gospel message is powerful, so they believe there's some kind of spiritual move or something that God is going to do if they position themselves and their congregations or gatherings in the right way, with the right attitudes, with the right levels of expectation. And so that requires a lot of social engineering, manipulation of the atmosphere, lighting, seating, all of these things, because they're not really focused on what Scripture tells you that the Christian walk and the Christian life is about. They're telling you really that God is doing something tomorrow, and that's going to be really important. So you've got to hopefully facilitate what he wants to do, and he's unable to do this without your cooperation. So think about those things. It's really all over the place throughout evangelical world. Charismatics are big on it, Pentecostals and all the people that have kind of like come out of that and moved into different areas are pushing this sort of thing. It's very strange. It really does get very self-focused and focused on organization and structure and things around how do we pull people in, but ultimately they're waiting for some kind of spiritual thing to kick off, that they may have witnessed something similar, some strange experiences perhaps. I mean, if you Google Airport Church Toronto, you'll see things about what was called the Toronto Blessing, and this is some of the things that they're trying to recapture, which are just some kind of psychological event where people are easily manipulated, or the whole environment is set this particular way, and then whether it's falling on the floor and laying down and what they call being slain in the spirit, which is something you won't find in Scripture, something you want to be wary of, and those sort of things. Bethel, I've mentioned before, they are very much into trying to ignite some kind of revival in this sense, but it doesn't involve the gospel, it doesn't involve biblical truth, it involves a very postmodern way to think about things. So there's no security in what God says in his word. It's very much experiential and subjective, instead of saying, hey, we have objective truth here, and that's where we're going to pin our hopes and our lives on Jesus Christ, who has given us his word. So yep, that's what that one's about. Ask me any questions if you want. There's probably a lot missing. It's quite a brief one. There's plenty involved in that scene, and plenty of issues that kick up because of it.